Big ass, how I get that ooh.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
What's goody, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to yet another live reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is Umar, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave your comments down below, and enjoy this reaction video. What's goody, YouTube? What's good, TMR gang? Welcome back to the channel. And welcome back to yet another live reaction video. I'm your girl, Umar. Thank y'all so much. What's up, what you doing? And meet me in the daggone break room, y'all. Oh boy. Yikes. God! Did y'all see that mommy sent the Bob, did y'all see what was going on? Live over there today? I said, Bob. I said, what is going on? Liv, are you okay, ma'am? Damn. Oh, Lord. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna wait till tomorrow. Then I said, Latrice said, child. Vicky said, girl, what happened? Girl, what did happen? Skeely said, girl, what in the tomfoolery? Let me tell y'all something. One thing I did notice, hey, mathematical Marjorie and Audra, one in a million, she definitely was spiraling. Vaughn, girl, let me tell y'all something. You could definitely tell the difference from when Olivia first got to Florida a few months ago, back around May, till now, when she moved into the shelter, the transitional housing thing. You can definitely tell the difference because sis was going live in her car for 20 minutes, or she was going live in the gym, muting the whole sound. All you see was her bobbing her head up and down the treadmill. And now, honey, sis doing live at the live. I mean, y'all think about it. I mean, she, from this situation that she's in, this transitional housing, I mean, she can't go one transitional to the next. She got to get up out of there. She got to have money to, to go. So, in a shelter house sad. Why is that sad? I mean, she in the shelter by choice, right? Live in the shelter by choice, not by force. Or is it by force? Yeah, I know. She's in the shelter by choice, right? Because wasn't she staying with her sister? Oh, did y'all know why she ain't been to school? Because of her housing situation? Baby, it's a lot. Well, apparently, Olivia got upset because there's supposed to be an interview going on with Rod, and all I was thinking was, "Sis, what you mad about? Like, Gerard can't speak." She said it was her choice, right? So she's in the shelter by choice, not by force, right? So why would she be upset about that if she chose to go to a shelter? Hey, Miss Coco. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I did catch some of her live in the replay where her mom was in the chat with her. And the part that I caught, I mean, she did several lives today. I don't even know which one this was. The part that I caught, she said that she will never talk to Gerard again. I guess unless it has something to do with her children, she will never talk to him again. Something about, what did she say? Something about wait till her kids are grown or something. And I was just like, well, I mean, sis, let's be honest. You shouldn't have been talking to him anyway, unless it had to do something with your children. Homeless people don't even choose to go to a shelter. That's, well, Marika, you know, at this point, that sometimes that could be true. Because, you know, especially when they have in situations where, you know, like they're trying to evacuate the streets, like places like Florida, and, you know, this bad hurricane coming, they be begging the homeless people to get off the street. And a lot of times, a lot of them homeless people won't even go. So, yeah, they be begging them, and they still won't do it. 50s, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to just say it like this. Me personally, in the beginning, I understood because her resentment for him taking the kids away from her, out of her custody. Regardless if she was at fault or not, I understood. But 5-6 years later, my thing is this. Olivia had a good situation. Although the kids weren't physically living in a home with her, but when she was in Dallas, she was 30, 40 minutes away from them. Even if the kids weren't physically living in a home, she had more access to them being in Texas than she did in Florida. My thing is, every time she's lived in Texas, she's never went to a shelter. Why go to Florida to live in a shelter? Hell, they got shelters in Texas. Probably even better, because, you know, Texas is the biggest state in the 50 United States. They probably got even better ones with more resources. Liv wants her kids for control. Control of what? If Olivia had custody of those kids, Gerard could still do the same thing he did. If she would have like built up resentment or made it hard for him to visit with his kids, he could have just did what he did, take her ass to court to get, you know, visitation. Every time she violated that, he run her ass back to court. I don't think if she had custody of those kids, it would be much of control. I mean, that's been tested and proven. She don't have any control. If she had control, she would still have custody of them. So that's already been tested and proven. You said fake Gerard. What, Marika? Is Jasmine moving or is she could? No, Jasmine is actually moving, y'all. Now here's another thing. Let's switch over to Jasmine real quick. Because y'all know I like talking about Jasmine better than I do Olivia. Olivia, she got too much going on over there. Because I'm going to be honest with you. If I was living in a shelter, baby, I wouldn't be on this internet talking about nothing. You hear me? But trying to get my ish together so I can get my ass into my own stable housing. I wouldn't be on here talking about who ugly, who broke, who short, who fat, who big, who tall. I wouldn't be saying nothing. Because more likely everybody she's talking about is not living in a shelter. I wouldn't be, that's just me, you know, to each his own. But apparently Jasmine has already moved, y'all. Because she did a live not too long ago, maybe a couple hours ago. It was a short 9-minute live. In that live, she mentioned that, she said, shout out to Miss Valerie. She said they're at the old house right now. So obviously old house means there's a new house, right? She said she's at the old house right now. Shouts out to Miss Valerie. So for all you guys that were questioning where is Miss Valerie, she's still around. Even if she ain't in the chat, she in the bushes. Apparently Miss Valerie sent Jasmine a Cash App so she could feed the children. So Jasmine said, shouts out to Miss Valerie for Cash Apping me so I could feed the children. I said, well, I mean, nobody seems to think this is strange. Nobody. The fact that y'all live on the internet and apparently you're supposed to be making internet, and everybody's situation is down bad. Nobody sees that kind of odd. Nobody. I don't get it. Then everybody who broke, who this, like, if you were rich and well off, it would show. Let me tell you something. They couldn't do what Neek did over there the other day. Neek, y'all know Neek, formerly known as Neek and King. They couldn't do what Neek did. Neek needed to go get her son from Thailand. What'd she do? She ain't get on the internet and ask nobody for no money. She ain't start GoFundMe. What that woman do? She went right on in that bank account and booked a ticket that cost between her round trip ticket and her son's one-way ticket, $5,000. Quick, easy. And sis passport ready. Now that's, in my opinion, again, I don't know Nick's finances, but that's the epitome of I ain't broke. When you over here got to come to the internet and ask for a light bill money, water bill. I just moved into an apartment. Can y'all buy me some sheets and blankets? I'm having a baby. Can y'all donate to help me furnish for my baby? See, that's broke. But when you can do what Nick did, and shouts out to her for going to get what belongs to her, honey, she went in that bank account so damn fast and snatched that money and, honey, booked the flight without a blink of a damn eye. And went and got her baby. And then when she got to Thailand, sis still had enough money to go get a hotel for a couple of days. So she turned around and took her flight back. Not one time did that lady get on the internet and ask the internet for a damn time. And y'all, you know, Neek, her audience loved her down. So if she would have got on the internet and asked for $10, if she would have asked for $10,000, they would have gave it to her. The fact that Neek supported King and Lena when they were in Malaysia, and Lena apparently her appendix erupted, and she donated $200 to their cause and was in the process of booking flights to come get her son, but she still sent $200. To me, that's the epitome of I ain't broke. Yeah, Yvonne. And I ain't gonna lie. So apparently, I've been watching some reaction videos on that whole Neek and King and Lena situation. Y'all remember when Lena and Neek, not Lena and Neek, I'm sorry, Lena and King were in Malaysia and she had some type of medical emergency. I believe her appendix erupted from what they stated. And they did a GoFundMe. I don't know if you guys know, Lena and King did a GoFundMe and they raised about $9,000. This was about a couple weeks ago. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. When I first seen that, I was like, hold on. How are you now? If y'all don't know, Neek and Lena went to Thailand early this year. They've been there for several months. My thing was, how are you running to Thailand and then doing runs for different countries, but then your wife or your fiance or baby mom, whatever Lena is to him, has some type of medical emergency, and y'all ain't got the money to pay for it? So y'all traveling with no money? We living in a whole nother country waiting on the 21st to get your YouTube check? I said then, I was like, if you can afford to move to Thailand, although Thailand is supposed to be cheap, but still you need money to move, right? If you move across town, you need money to do that. How are they running over there? And this, so y'all don't have medical insurance? Well, you know what? With the medical insurance work in another country, I guess not. But apparently, based off the text messages that King put out, it was exposed that the whole Cash App situation was more than likely a scam and was to help correct their visas. Because apparently King has issues with his visa, I should say. And apparently that's what the money was for. At least that's the assumption. Who running to Thailand? I don't know if you watch Neek or King and Lena. King is the baby father of Neek, Life with Neek. So then Lena does a reaction. And I'll be honest with you, I want to react to that because I don't like how Lena was, her perception of the whole situation between Neek, King, and Kaiser. Kaiser is the child between Nick and I didn't like that. I didn't like Lena's. At this point, Lena, hush. Nobody. That's between King and Nick. Because from my understanding, Lena and King are not even legally married. Now, that's my understanding. If I'm wrong, y'all let me know. But from my understanding, they're not even legally married. Why is King in Thailand? I don't know. Because if you are broke in Houston, how is going to Thailand going to make you any richer? That's just my, Yeah, she is, Miss Corey. And I don't even watch them like that. I went over there and took a peek at her video, and she was straight Aggie in that video. And that's actually the first time I've ever been to that lady's channel. So apparently Jasmine has already gotten a place. She said in the 9-minute video that they're at the old place. So if this is old, then apparently there's something new. Yes, what's so funny about this situation? Y'all remember when Jasmine moved last year? We didn't even know the girl had really moved, right? The only thing we knew was she came on here and said they was getting ready to go to a shelter, and then she came on here and asked for money to help her move, and then the next thing we knew, she showed up in that house. But did y'all notice on this move, sis going live 2-3 times a day? She going live more now, considering she's moving. She's going live more now, considering she's moving, than she did the whole time she needed money to pay the rent every month. Constant moving is scary. Thailand has apartments for $500 a month. Okay, then. But apparently, you can only be over there for a short time unless you're on some type of work or school visa. She trying to get them views up? I guess so. So, Key said he went to train to be a ninja. Not a what? What did you call it? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? What are you trying to do? He went to train to be a ninja. That grown ass man with 3 damn kids, is he cool? Sir, you are grown with 3 kids. Whatever you wanted to be for Halloween, Halloween over for you, sir. You grown. Let your kids enjoy Halloween. What in the world he training to be a ninja? What? When you go to Japan, not Thailand? Child, I don't know, because I never looked up how to be a ninja, Marika. So, child, I don't know where you go. If I wanted to be a ninja, I'd just go down there to the Party City. Y'all know the Party City? I just go on down there to the Party City and get me a ninja costume. Bam, choom, boom, boom. There you go. You don't even need a passport for that. You said Thailand is way cheaper than Japan? Okay. 50 said he got dreams, honey. Well, child, if he ain't lived them by now, he might as well put them on the back burner and live vicariously through his damn children. Okay, girl. No, what King and Lena need to do is go get jobs. Okay? Because how you broke in Houston and in Thailand? I'm just saying, y'all. For all that matter, you got to do all that begging. You might as well go on back to the States if you got to do all that begging in a whole other country. I'm just saying, child. So back to Jasmine. So apparently the move has already happened. And I guess they just slow walking the stuff over there. I would be very interested to see where she moved to. Because I want to know where this girl moved to if she didn't need her TV. Because she did say that she did a live, I think, early this morning, about 6 o'clock this morning. And she said in that live that she sold everything. So I guess the washer and dryer has been sold. And I guess the TV too. I want to know where the hell did she move to if she doesn't need her TV. Now I do understand they have furnished apartments. Did she go to an Airbnb? Tomorrow the day first around the corner. Yeah, that's Shanika. That's true. Hey, Manja. Well, you can tell that house because why is she taking so long? Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said, Marika. She ain't got my hey, wait for it. She ain't got much. Why is it taking so damn long? Girl, you should have moved that stuff in the middle of the damn night. Because if y'all remember when she left the house last year, she sold everything. And let's be honest, she ain't really accumulated nothing since she been at the new place. And the stuff that she did accumulate that the internet bought for her, she sold that off. So what the hell is she really carrying? I would think half the kids' clothes is probably over to Philip's house. You think she gonna beg the viewers for a new TV? Maybe I don't get all that. Now, speaking of begging, did y'all see Dr. Umar Johnson? Did y'all see Dr. Umar Johnson? So apparently Dr. Umar Johnson, is his last name Dr. Umar. Let me just call him Dr. Umar. Apparently his accounts have been frozen. The accounts for the school and his personal accounts have been frozen. And child, he was on the internet a few days ago begging the people to send him money for food to feed him and his mama, because apparently he didn't went to South Africa. Here's my problem with that Dr. Umar situation. Apparently this man, I remember hearing about this years ago. Apparently this man has been trying to build a school for over 10 years. Over 10 years. The Pan-African king. Over 10 years. And the school there's nothing. Like, is there an address? What city or what state is it supposed to be in? And you know what's so funny? All the people that donated to his cause, and from the beginning, I guess when he first came onto the internet, his conversation sounded believable. And so people bought into this quote unquote dream of a school being built. Two decades, he has been trying over $1 million in donations. Think about that, y'all. Think about all the people that donated to this man's school. Again, this school has the conversation, the conception of this school has been going on for over 10 years. Think about the people that was donating years ago so their sons can go. Their sons are now grown. Probably got sons of their own. And the school and it's the fact that people were still giving this man. It's like, y'all just let him throw y'all money away. Because a ninja can talk good. Yeah, I know he was just going back and forth with his daughter. I had seen a little bit of that. I've never been impressed by that man. My mama used to always tell me, if a ninja talked too damn much, be leery of a ninja that talked too damn much. He talked too much for me. Him and Charleston White, I do not like them characters. They talk too damn much. You said the building is standing, but he's never been inside of it. He always go live outside from it. He doesn't have the right to occupancy of it either according to some who have researched it. Wow. You said he's a hoarder. He did a video at home and the camera dropped and showed how he was living. Really? But that's the fact that people have Satan has the gift of gab. Yeah. You sure right about that. Let me show y'all this video that I saw today. This man that I watch sometimes, depending on the subject, Anton Daniels, he did a reaction to it. So let me show you guys this because it's only about 9 minutes, but y'all, it was a mess. I seen it today. Give me just a moment. I wish I'd have seen that. I think this guy is. I never thought this guy was much of anything. Give me one moment. Well, apparently they froze his accounts because something about I don't know, y'all, because like I said, I was listening, but I wasn't listening. Because my thing is, y'all kept giving this man money all these years. That's y'all fault. Oh, Shannon Sharpe was fired from ESPN? Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. Let me bring y'all in. Hey, Nikki, how are you? The bank isn't going to freeze your account unless you have a tax lien. Okay, girl. And one thing about the bank freezing your account, they're not going to be too quick to unfreeze it.
Dr. Umar, get a job, okay? Like a trade. You do know what a trade is, sir, right? You was on the Breakfast Club, and when they was interviewing you, you know, the many times you've been on there, you was talking about black men should, you know, enlist in doing a trade, learning a trade. So why is you online begging for money, crying about your finances? Think you really that stupid? How desperate and pathetic does one have to be to resort to using their social media to desperately beg for money? You're a grown man. You know, yeah, you got degrees. I know a lot of people with degrees, college degrees, myself included. I work a 9 to 5. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. I will do that. I will work 10 jobs for it. You see me get online and beg people, beg and guilt trip people into giving me money. Oh, stop the panhandling. What's another word for panhandling? Grifting, scamming, whatever it is you're doing, it's not right, Dr. Umar.
But here's the problem. This is not the video that I'm talking about. I didn't even know this video. I just clicked on it because I seen Dr. Umar's name. I found the video that I want y'all to see. And she's right. She's right. I mean, just go get a job. I mean, but this is the problem. When people like Dr. Umar and a host of these other weirdos on the internet, when they're not going to be able to go work a job that gives them the endless amount of money that the internet has given them over the years. So they're not going to be able to find a job to give. So when you say get a job, they're like, y'all think about what job he get ready to work that's going to pay him $1 million. Now he does interviews and stuff like that, and I'm sure he gets paid for his interviews. But you know, my thing is this: even if the bank froze your bank account, sir, where are your credit cards? You don't have no credit cards. You don't like all your money is in one bank account. You don't have other banks. You just everything in one bank account. You don't have others. They tell you you need to have at least 2. They tell you don't put all your money in one account. All right, y'all. Let's get into this video. I'm not saying that there are not situations where you see people on the internet that are asking for help and truly need the help. I'm not saying don't, if typically when you give money, you give it not for expecting anything in return. You give it from the heart, right? But people like him and a host of other people make it hard for you to even feel that way. Because who wants to feel like they're being taken advantage of? You got people out here working hard for their money. Then you got people like him and Jasmine and a host of all these other people out here that, does not hit the lick at a stick and feel like they're entitled to your money because you're watching them on the internet. Like, how so, Sway? All right.
Dia and Pass Pussy fraudulently trying to get into my account. Kate will be sued and possibly arrested because activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Again, June 25th to July 10th is the period of status from the time Medea went public and I left for South Africa. Between the time Medea went public and I went for South Africa. So brothers and sisters, if you want to make a donation to FDMG, you must send it to PayPal. Hold off on the check orders until the situation is resolved. Hold off on all FDMG Academy money order and check donations until the situation is resolved. If you want to make a donation to FDMG, send it through PayPal.
Hold off on the checks and money orders. Because he ain't got nowhere to cash. And we're going to take him down to the PLS to check cash and put
me/FDMG Academy, PayPal.me/FDMG Academy, PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. If you want to make a donation to the school, hold off on checks and money orders until we find out what the hell is going on. The bank is investigating the fraudulent attempts on our account. If I find out Medea and Pastor Bussy had anything to do with this, I was told that they can be arrested for federal offense. I was told they can be arrested for federal offense. I was told they could be arrested for federal offense. Now, with that being said, brothers and sisters, Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifatunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account, please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal.
Child, if they put in free your account, they're going to have you in check system. So you ain't going to be able to open nothing. You're going to have to go get you a chime card.
This is diabolical. Honest to God. This is it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate we have gotten to the point to where we are panhandling on the internet and asking people to hit the Apple Pay or whatever it is that he's saying hit up because he's saying that his accounts are frozen. Now, the first thing that people told me was that his accounts was frozen because he had fraud or he was doing fraud or something like that. And so that's always why I want to go over to the source and find out exactly what the hell is happening, because I am not one to be sitting here going back and forth trying to figure out how much money is in somebody's bank account. I don't care, to be honest with you. It does not matter to me. What is interesting to me is the grift. And when the grift translates into somebody saying that I don't have no money, I don't have no digital currency, but I've been working on this school for the last 15 years and it's no closer to opening since the day I said that the inception of this concept. That part is sad. It is. And I'm not on, kicking him while he down, because I realize that this is a man that is, you know, older, and you know, he has never, I'm assuming, really put anything up for himself. He's never really invested. He can't have any conversation about how money is supposed to go. And so, you know, the unfortunate part is that the literacy aspect of finances in our community is sad. Yet they say that they want to be in control of resources in order to open up a school. Well, no wonder school hasn't opened up in 15 years, because it would seem as though the resources is used to be able to support you versus, you know, actually supporting a cause. And so again, I am never one to kick anybody while they down, because three things that I don't wish anybody: I don't wish anybody death, I don't wish anybody prison, and I don't wish anybody to be broke, because I think that people should be able to feed their family, you know, take care of their family and take care of themselves. But, you know, to see it happening in real time, when they've had all of the visibility, all of the Breakfast Club, all of the interviews, all of this stuff, getting paid for interviews, and to see the financial situation of people that are down and out, no real estate, no property, no alternative means to be able to generate revenue outside of doing whatever, is insane to me. It is. And to be honest with you, it's sad.
Personal PayPal account is Umar the Psychologist at yahoo.com. So that's paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist, paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist, paypal.me/UMARTHEPSYCHOLOGIST, paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist, or hit my Apple Pay using my cell number 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858. I've never asked people for $1. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I've only asked you to donate to the FDMG Academy for Boys. I don't have any sons. I have 2 daughters. So the FDMG campaign is a selfless project, mission, and service to provide our boys with the education that they deserve. But right now, I don't have any money because my account was frozen by my bank because someone has been trying to hack account, hack into FDMG Academy account. So the FDMG Academy account is frozen. My personal account is also frozen. That means we're going to lapse on our utility bills. We're going to lapse on our internet bill. We're going to lapse on a lot of our bills at FDMG. The bank is not giving me a timeline as to when the situation is going to be resolved.
Wait, hold on. You lapsed on the electricity bill and the internet bill. What do you need internet for? Is the school open? What is there computers and laptops in there? Are there iPads available? Like, what do you need internet for? And there's no teachers, no principals, and no students.
If I don't have
Internet bill, internet at this location,
Right, exactly.
ain't no school, ain't no
Mr.
students,
Daniels.
ain't a teacher, ain't a principal, ain't nothing.
Cash App, nor does FDMG have Cash App. I do not have a Cash App. I only have Apple Pay and PayPal. If you can spare a few dollars, send it to my Apple Pay, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, or my PayPal, paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist. Although Leo season is off to a rocky start, brothers and sisters, we will over. Shout out to all my donors. Newark, New Jersey, I'ma see you. Nat Turner, I'ma see you. Mobile, Alabama, I'ma see you. New Orleans, Louisiana, Hurricane Katrina, I'ma see you. Kenya, January, I'ma see you. FDMG is coming. We just got to lay down on floors, brothers and sisters. Lay down on floors, and we applying for a certificate of occupancy. I don't have any money in my pocket because my account is frozen. If you can send a few dollars to Dr. Umar for Apple Pay or Pay.
It gotta be pretty bad, honestly, because, you know, to say that, or to come to the people and say, hey, listen, if you can spare a couple dollars and send it to my Apple Pay or to my PayPal, then that will be helpful in order for me to make sure that I can take care of myself and I can feed myself. You know, some of these people, I'm gonna be honest, they just need to get a job. That's really what it comes down to. People need solid employment. They need to find a job. And I don't know if they need to just go and do whatever it is that they're doing from a content creation perspective. I don't look at Umar Johnson as anything more than a content creator. People really do need a job, and nothing wrong with getting you some good benefits, putting your people on your health care coverage, making sure that you contribute into your 401k so you'll have some level of retirement, and then ensuring that you're able to sustain yourself while doing my opinion. Y'all let me know inside of the comment.
I agree with Mr. Daniels. I definitely agree with him. Like, what's wrong with going to get a job? And, you know, we do understand that jobs do lay off, jobs fire, but, you know, although jobs do that, there are jobs that you can go and you can have a career with. What is wrong with having health insurance and putting your family on your health insurance? What is wrong with investing in your 401k so when it comes to the time that you retire or you are disabled and you can't work, then you will have your 401k if you started off, you know, early enough and invest enough money into it that you can have some additional money to live off of. I don't understand why people feel like that's not the way to go, or they're, you know, they're very numb to the fact of even thinking that way. You know, think about it, y'all. No, I'm being honest. Really think about it. As we talk about these moms, these women are getting ready to hit 40. When we started watching these ladies 6-7 years ago, they were in their late 20s. Now they're hitting their mid 30s, almost 40. What y'all gonna do when the internet don't do what it's supposed to do or what it's been doing for you? Then what you gonna do? Like, y'all people gonna be just digging in their pockets forever and ever and ever and ever? And it's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur, but you gotta know how to entrepreneur it. You gotta know how to invest your money wisely, make good financial decisions so your money can grow and extend off like a tree. When a tree has branches, it branches off. That's what your money got to do. You know, you got to start somewhere. And I've always said, you guys heard me say this many times. There's nothing wrong with working and doing the internet. I advise that. That's what I do. Therefore, there's no such thing as you got enough. You need to have more and more. You know, they say you got to have several streams of income. Because when one dry up, baby, you can lean on another one. So Dr. Umar has joined the bed because let me find out we are going to have to put him in the mommy. Well, you know, here's the thing, though. It like Mr. Daniels said, it got to be real bad. For this man, and I'm not a frequent watcher of Dr. Umar. I have seen clips of him doing interviews and things of that nature. His conversation has never really grabbed me, so I don't watch him. I'm not a long-standing watcher of his because it's a lot of fast talking, and baby, I don't hear you. When you're not talking to where I can hear you, then I just blank out. I blank out when I listen to him. Like Anton Daniels, I like to hear him do reactions on certain conversations and stuff because I like his way of thinking. I like his ideology on certain topics and things of that nature. But I mean, you can only can y'all just imagine the people that have donated to this cause throughout the years and nothing has came about it? And in over 10 years, he's been talking about this school, and now he's coming up here asking people to hit his Cash App, or not his Cash App, because apparently they closed his Cash App too, but hit his PayPal and his Apple Pay. So how's he going to get the money off of Apple Pay? Because doesn't that have to be attached to a bank account? You like Anton? Yeah. So I don't get it. I don't get it. But, you know, here's the thing, y'all. Everybody got to live their lives. Again, I'm just doing reactions. People don't have to listen to anything that I have to say. But going back to the original conversation, when we first came on, discussed Olivia for just a brief moment. You know, I wouldn't dare be up here hooping and hollering on the internet about my ex-husband or anything, when to me the most, especially when she's in a situation that she's in now, like Olivia is, in my opinion, I don't care what she says, you have to be in a very uncomfortable situation. You're not living in your own home, and you're living in a home that you're sharing with a complete stranger. You don't know nothing about this woman. You don't know nothing about her background. You only know what you tell her, what she tells you. And how do you know that's the truth? Everybody piled up in one room when Olivia's used to having her quote unquote office area. Now she's forced to go live in a room with AJ and Kalani, when she could go and shut the door, and AJ would be banging on the door to get in. So, and Jasmine, she's moving. It's just like, sis, you're moving because you say you can't afford your home. Well, who's to say you can afford this home that you're moving into, or whatever? I don't know where she's moving to. I guess eventually we will all find out. I'm just curious on where the hell you moving and you don't need your TV. And she always selling everything. Like, girl, why? Who moves and sells everything? Most people, most adults, let me say that, most adults, we do understand there are times when you move, you kind of purge some things. Because, you know, sometimes you obtain things, especially if you've been living in a home for years and you know that you can do without that. You've had it for a long time, or you're going to upgrade on something. So you either sell things or you give things away. Jasmine's not that person. She hasn't accumulated a bunch of furniture and clothes and knickknacks, and she hasn't accumulated stuff like that. So how do you don't already have anything, and the little stuff that you do have, you sell it off to the highest bidder? So what happens when you go to your new place? Is she really moving in with Hannah and Phil? I have no idea, sis. I would love to see. I am anxious. This is the one and only time I am curious and anxious to see where the hell she moved to. I'm going to just be real honest with you. Oh, yeah, Brandy. I seen that as well, too. Clara said, everything is disposable when you never earned it. I don't know about you guys, but I cherish my little things. I do understand material things are just that. But who... Again, when you are grown and you work for the things that you have, you're not too quick to part with it unless it needs to be parted with. Like it's broke, it's old, it's raggedy, or whatever. But most people who buy things for their homes or their apartments or whatever, they cherish those things because they spent their hard money on it. See, when you're a person who don't spend money and you spend other people's money, you don't care anything about giving it away or selling it, because you didn't pay for it. Even people who pay for things and eventually sell those things off, it's not because, a lot of times it's because they've improved, they've gotten, like you see, like if you go online and somebody is selling a car, right? A lot of times it's because they got too many cars in their driveway, or they got a new car, they don't need that car. Or, you know, there you find situations where husbands pass away or wives pass away and they have an extra car and they don't need to, you know, and then even when you find it that way, you find a lot of times when you go places and people are selling things, they're like, oh my God, you're gonna love it. It did this for me. It did, you know, people still cherish the fact of their things, although they're giving it away or selling it. No appliances, nothing. I couldn't be their age. In almost 40 years old and don't have anything. Don't have nothing. But on the internet calling somebody broke. What? Girl, come on, hush. There are things that I keep as well, Miss TLD, until they just literally fall apart. You know? I'm not a hoarder, but I like the things that I have purchased over the years. And I take good care of my things. But even with taking care of good things, stuff still do wear down. And there are times where you have to upgrade, right? Like on your appliances and stuff like that. But typically when I replace things, it's because it's to the point where it just needs to be replaced. So she can't even fit all her kids in her 5-seater car. Yeah, that's true too. What about retirement, 401k, pay, PTO days, health insurance that a 9 to 5 provide? Government assistance is making it harder and harder. And y'all, over the years, they have changed the rules of government assistance throughout the years. It used to be a time, baby. You didn't have to do anything, and you could sit and get a check, food stamps, and everything else. Over the years, they have, changed the rules of these government programs to make it harder and harder because, they want people to be responsible. The government will help when they need to help in the situation that they need to help, but typically the government assistance is not something that you need to live off on for the rest of your life unless you're disabled. But if you are an able-bodied human being, even if you're a woman with children, as long as you're able-bodied, you can get it done. Y'all remember back in the day, there was down at the federal building, they had a daycare inside of the government. It was the government building, actually. They had a daycare center. I can't think of the name of the daycare center, but it was for government employees. And I remember one time I had to go downtown to the government center for something. And when I went in and I checked in with security, I seen, because they had glass windows, and I seen a bunch of little kids. So I asked the security guard, because obviously I didn't go to the government center all the time. I had to go down there for something. Y'all, this was years ago. And I remember asking the security guard, I said, what's that right there? He said, oh, that's a daycare. I said, in the government building? He was like, yeah, it's for employees that work in the government center. And I was like, really? Wow. Now, mind you, I'm going to tell you how long ago this was, is when my kids were little and they were still like school age, daycare age. And I remember standing there looking at that window, watching the little kids, playing. And I remember saying, dang, I wish I had it good like that. I wish I had a job where I can literally go to work, walk into my job and drop my kids off downstairs and then catch the elevator upstairs to my job and then get off the elevator, go to work. Then when it's time to get off work, get back on the elevator, come down the elevator, walk across the hall, pick my kids up, get out, go outside to the parking lot, put them in the car and go on home. I said, baby, it don't get no better than that. I remember back years ago when I needed daycare, it wasn't a big thing to have like daycares that had extended hours, like second shift or even third shift. Now you got so many daycare centers that run 24 hours. Like it's so much more convenient now to work when you have children than it was 20 years ago. It wasn't that convenient. You saw that overseas in Germany? Yeah, I remember seeing it. And I remember saying to myself, damn, I wish I had it like that. I wish my job had a daycare in the building, Daycare is super expensive. Daycare is expensive, but the government, depending on your income, there are a lot of states that will help you with daycare. Most of these places are telling you, hey, you got to work in order to get these benefits. You got to work a certain amount of hours. And the government, I'm going to tell you something, the government would better help you pay for childcare than to help you be able to sit on your ass all day long. The government will be quicker to help you with childcare than anything else. My job did that. I worked for my local government, but the thing is, it was hard to get in because so many people wanted it, and the childcare fee was deducted from our paycheck as well. Yeah, see that, depending on how many kids you have and things of that nature, So, yeah, daycare is very expensive. It is expensive. It definitely is. But wouldn't it be more beneficial if you had daycare at your job? Like if a lot of jobs would incorporate daycares and then give their employees a percentage off to make it easier, it would definitely cut down on employee retention. It would definitely cut down on people calling in because they don't have a sitter because the kids are sick. I remember running into a lady some years back. She was a nurse, and she actually ended up opening up her own home daycare. And she had in the daycare, she bought this, I think it was a 4-bedroom house. She ended up buying a 4-bedroom house. And what she ended up doing was she was an LPN. What she ended up doing was she had one of the rooms was what she called her sick room. So for parents who kids were sick, they were able to bring the children to her daycare because she's a nurse. At the time, I haven't seen this lady in years, but she was a nurse, and she had that sick room. So parents who needed to go to work and didn't have anybody watch their child because the baby was sick, she had that sick room available to where you could still bring the child. Now, obviously, it depends on the level of illness, right? It was just a common cold or something like that. She had it to where the kids could be in this sick room and the parents could still go to work. And I thought that was a brilliant idea, I said, because I don't know how many times when my kids were young, I couldn't go to work because I didn't have anybody to watch the kids because they were sick. And y'all know, for all you mamas in the chat, y'all know, honey, if I go a lot to y'all. I used to pray every morning when them kids got up. Please don't let nobody cough or sneeze. Please don't cough or sneeze. Because they as soon as they get to coughing and sneezing, even if you try to sneak them onto that schoolhouse, baby, they do that one big cough. Honey, them nurses on that phone. Hey, mom. Yeah, little Johnny's down here at the nurse's office. Can you come get him? I'm thinking to myself, no, I'm at work. So anyway, y'all, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but I don't know. I just was sitting thinking about these ladies, and I'm just like, golly, y'all don't even know how good y'all got it. Like the way the world is now and how convenient things are for mothers, like we talk about these moms, how they're able to work on the internet. I mean, like, Jasmine and Olivia can go live in the middle of the day with their bonnets on, no bra, no panties, and sit on a camera and talk to the camera for an hour or two and make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so easy and so convenient. 20 years ago, that wasn't even possible, But the fact that they, the internet has literally become a gold mine for a lot of people, especially single moms who don't have don't have additional help, don't have, a father in the home. Like, and so the fact that you guys have this flexibility and you are so nonchalant about it, it's just mind-boggling to me. You said a poverty mindset. Yeah, that's true. Rose, you said I do 2 days a week with grandson. These moms have no idea how they have it. It's just by not having to pay for daycare. Yeah, that's true, Tiana. That's true, to be able to stay at home with your kids. That's why I don't understand why a lot of their children are struggling. It appears, let me say that, it appears that some of their children are struggling developmentally when they're at home with them all the time. You have all the time in the world. Or how, simple tasks like doing laundry is so time consuming for them. Once again, you're at home all day long. Or feeding your children instead of, 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, making sure dinner's on the table. When the kids come home from school, we watch these moms many times cooking at 10, 11 o'clock at night, and y'all literally be at home all damn day. Never understood it. I never understood it. And I guess as long as I'm on the internet, I never will understand it. Being on the internet making money wasn't even an option when my 3 oldest were little. They would have been such a blessing for me. Yeah, exactly. It definitely would have been. I had my granny. I had my granny. She was retired and took care of my kids so I could go to school and work. And that's a blessing. When my kids, in my situation, my mom didn't live in the same city as me. She lived almost 3 hours from where I was, living, raising my kids. But even if she lived across the street, my mom worked full time too. So my mom wasn't available. But thank God for my mother-in-law. She stepped in. She ended up going into early retirement. And so she was at home. So she ended up becoming the babysitter. The day, she was the daycare. Granny was the daycare. And so she helped us all with our children. You know what I'm saying? So she was really, a blessing. And like I told you guys, I lost my mother-in-law back in March of this year, and I think about her every day because with the help that woman gave us so we could raise our kids and still go to work was just something I could never, it's not replaceable. Like that woman is, resting peacefully in heaven now. And I thank her every day, and my kids are grown now, but her helping the way she did was just a blessing, because unfortunately my mom wasn't near me. I didn't live near my mom when I was growing up my kids, raising my children, excuse me. My mom didn't live near me. So I didn't have the help from my mom to watch my kids. So, but my mother-in-law, she came in and she swooped right on in and saved the day. So if you have a situation like that, like you said, Miss TLD and Rose, you said you help out with your grands, and a lot of you guys in here are saying you help out with your grands. Y'all just don't understand that's a blessing. And I pray that your sons or daughters, whatever, whoever has your grandchildren, be it your son, your girl child, your boy child, I pray they feel like you guys are just as much of a blessing to them that I think you are, because it's a blessing to be able to help your children out with their children. It does take. It's definitely a blessing. When I had my son, my grandmother just retired, and she would babysit my son while I went to work. She's 83 now, and she has a close bond to my son who's 20. Yeah, exactly. She didn't potty train them, and she didn't do that. Taught him the tricks of the trade. Probably your son probably know how to make cornbread from scratch better than you do, Latrice. Okay, girl. Stella was a blessing and lived in nothing but had more. Clara said Stella was a blessing. Child, Olivia ran her blessing away. It was so funny in the chat, in that I was telling you guys about. I told you I was looking at the chat as it was going, and Stella was in the chat, which I think is so weird how Stella communicates with Olivia while she's on a live stream. Half the things Olivia talks about in that live stream, I wouldn't dare talk about that in front of my mother, let alone thousands of strangers. But the things that she says with her mother listening to her is diabolical to me. But in the live stream, Stella says, I guess Olivia was sleepy, right? And so Stella says, well, go ahead and take a nap and hurry up and get up and go get my baby boy. I said, not you got to tell your grown ass daughter to go pick up her son. You said Stella has had enough. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I think, and this is just my assumption, I think the conversation between Raquel, Stella's other daughter, and more than likely Stella's husband in California, I think those two probably convinced Stella to allow Olivia to raise her own damn children. Because let's be honest, they are hers, and she needs to be responsible for them. Raquel over there raising hers by herself. I think Stella initially wanted to, make up for some lost time, but, I think she's done enough. And whatever help she helps, she can do it from California. She don't have to be sitting up under Olivia to take care of them kids. Never thought I'd be potty trained at 60, but thank God I'm able to, and my son and daughter-in-law are truly grateful. Yeah, I bet they are, Miss TLD. That's a beautiful thing to have family being able to take care of your kids. Y'all, it's a beautiful thing to be able to go to work and knowing that your mind is at ease because your child is with somebody that you trust. Which, if you can trust a family member, that's a beautiful thing. So you said Jasmine has 5 kids. So even if YouTube is convenient, it's just not enough. That's why they still qualify for food stamps and cannot afford rent. I think they are trying hard, though. You think so, Light and Lovely? Well, they can always try a little harder, because I'll be damned if I be on the internet telling all my business and I still got to go to the government and get their food stamps and Medicaid. I'll be damned. If I got to be on the internet telling all my business, I might as well just go to work and keep my business to my damn stuff and still get my food stamps and Medicaid. The internet is a way to make unlimited amount of money. The fact that you on here and still got to go down there and do your every 6 months recertification, that's crazy to me. It's like, especially for, I'm going to just use Jasmine as an example, especially for Jasmine, because she has 3 monetized channels on YouTube just alone. Jasmine know how much money she can make, and Olivia, I don't, I'm going to be honest with you, she's a lost cause. I don't know. I feel like Jasmine has a way that she can somehow revamp her channel. I don't think Olivia can. I just don't. I don't think she can. The convenience of working from home got Jasmine arrested. Clara, she said the convenience of the convenience of Jasmine working from home got her arrested. Yeah, the convenience of working from home got Jasmine arrested and Olivia down at the shelter. Child, a mess. You hear me? Oh, all right, y'all. That's my time. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Y'all be good. Y'all be great. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button on the way out the door. Tell Mom, we're gonna see you in the next one, honey. Remember, sub what you love. Bye.